There's that the communal spirit of being at a live gig. You don't get that anywhere else. You don't get that. It's like being in a football match or something. It's just that feeling of being in a crowd and all being galvanised by that sonic moment.
Sam, how the hell are you?
I think I've been like everyone else. She's been absolutely well, there's just like, we've got loads of platforms, there's pens at the front, and there's 5 to 6 people per pen, so obviously you go within your bubble. There's 2,500 people here, so I'm just, I'm buzzing, like, and it's amazing that it's our region, it's the northeast that's doing it, it's Newcastle, you know, like, I'm proud that the Geordies are being the trailblazers on this one, so hopefully we don't make a mess of it. And we get allowed to do it again. I want to have my job back, and I think everyone, all the musicians out there, all the bands want to have that job back. Steve, who's running it, was like, do you want to play a gig? And I was just like, obviously, of course, I'll do anything.
So it's that hybrid music venue, I guess. We're seeing like lots of drive-ins going on around the country, and we felt like we could do something that had a bit more kind of spirit and a bit more reality about it. So yeah, it's a dedicated music venue for a month, basically. When COVID hit, obviously we were all devastated. We run a lot of music venues, and we wondered what would come next, and just like lots of minds and lots of, this is probably about the 20th version of what it was going to be. We think we've got to a really good place with it. It's all been a challenge, really. Everything from finding the first artist to then hooking more artists to all the council paperwork and all the PPE things that we need. It's all been a challenge, but it's worth it as well. It's a great venue, and it's better than a normal venue in some instances.
My career simply wouldn't exist if it wasn't for small venues, and you know, I cut my teeth in all of these places. If you take away that, it's going to be very hard for that type of music to break through. I think it's particularly going to be hard for like indie music. It's a live thing, you know. I think guitar music should be live.
The artists in my position as well, or maybe who haven't got themselves out there yet, that's where you start. You start with local bands, supporting them, and at these small venues, if the small venues are shut, how do you move forward? In the world of streaming that we're in now, live gigs and getting out there and really performing is like, it's something you really have to focus on as an artist. Nowadays, you've got to be out all the time. You've got to be looking after yourself, because everyone's watching. You've got phones, TV shows, like interviews. You've got to be on the ball. And I think, who wouldn't want to go out and play? You know what I mean? It's nerve-wracking, but who wouldn't want to go on tour? It's great for artists to go on tour now. It's equally as important as releasing music, if not maybe a bit more. I love being at gigs, and you know, it is really, really fun. As a younger person, you know, I've seen older people as well, but you know, you're moshing and you're like having an absolute freak out of a time. But at the same time, sometimes you just want to stand and watch, and sometimes you can't do that at the front of a gig because you're just being crushed by people, and it's a great atmosphere. But I think people are going to warm to this. I've already warmed to it, you know. I feel like people are going to have their own, you can stand right at the front and you're in your own space with your own friends. It's not as crowded anymore. I think people are just going to love it, and I think this is definitely the way forward. I'm really impressed.
Most people don't want to spend the rest of this pandemic not being able to see any live music, so I think it's important that we do this successfully so that we'll have something to go ahead with while we wait for the world to go back to normal.
Radio X.